welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be making Chinese rice porridge with mushrooms. In Asia we call this dish congee, or in Chinese we say juk. Now this dish really brings back childhood memories because when I was a kid growing up in Singapore, my mom and my grandma would make rice porridge all the time. Now traditionally, rice porridge is eaten either as breakfast or, when you're sick. Instead of chicken noodle soup, we'd have rice porridge. Now, what I love about this dish is that it's really simple to make, doesn't require a lot of ingredients, and it's so yummy delicious. So stick around and I'm going to show you how to make it, and you're going to love it as much as I do. Okay, so let's get started. Now in this pot I have 10 cups of vegetable broth, and traditionally water is usually being used to make rice porridge. But if you want a deeper and more intense flavor, I highly recommend using vegetable broth instead. So right now, like I said, I have 10 cups of vegetable broth. So next I'm going to be adding rice to the pot, and I have here 1 cup of brown rice. Now usually white rice is used, but you can use any kind of rice you like. I tend to like short grain brown rice because it's got a nuttiness about it, and I love the flavor that it gives. I start off by adding in 1 cup of brown rice, followed by 3 cloves of minced garlic, half a teaspoon of fresh minced ginger, and 1 stalk of scallion sliced. Okay, so with all those ingredients in the pot, I'm going to bring this up to a boil and then give everything a stir. I have the vegetable broth in here and the brown rice and all the other good stuff, and I'm gonna cover this up. I'm going to let this go on medium to high heat for about 45 minutes. Now in between, it's good to come back and check on it to make sure nothing's burning. And if you notice that things are getting a little dry, you can add some more vegetable broth. So it really depends, but 45 minutes is a good time, and we're just going to let it go. Okay, so while this is cooking away, I'm going to show you the star ingredient of this dish, which is, ta-da, 8 shiitake mushrooms. And these are the dried shiitake mushrooms, not the fresh ones. And they're soaking in water because, the fact that they're dried means they're really hard, and before you cook them, you need to soak them and then they soften up. So the reason why I'm using dried shiitake mushrooms instead of fresh ones is because they have a deeper and smokier flavor than the fresh ones. And so for this dish, you're really counting on a lot of flavor from your ingredients because it's just really rice and whatever else you add to it. So this is going to give this dish that oomph. Okay, so I've sliced up the mushrooms and I'm going to set them aside. And we're going to be adding the mushrooms only at the last stage of cooking, when the rice is cooked.
Hold me close. Hold me close. I need your warmth to keep away the cold. But don't let go. Don't let go. The nights get cold.
Alright, so it's been 45 minutes and I'm going to check on my porridge. Let's see how this is doing. Oh yeah, look at this. This looks great. So the rice is now cooked. And how do I tell? Well, see how soft that looks, and everything is thickening and getting starchy. And this is the point where I'm going to turn down the heat, okay, down to low. And you're just going to let it slowly simmer. Now in the meantime, I'm going to be adding in some seasoning to deepen the flavor. I'm gonna start off with mushroom seasoning. This is the Poloku brand. And this is used in a lot of Chinese vegetarian cooking. And basically it's the extract from the shiitake mushroom. And there's no MSG or preservatives. And what it does is it enhances the flavor. So I'm going to be adding in 1 tablespoon of mushroom seasoning. So in goes the mushroom seasoning, followed by ½ teaspoon of salt. So I've added in the mushroom seasoning, the salt, and now I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper, just a dash. Stir again. Now bear in mind this is looking orange because of the vegetable broth that I used. Usually if you use water it's going to look white, and it really doesn't matter what color it is. You know, it's still all going to taste amazing. And for me, I just really love this golden orange hue. It just makes it look all the more appetizing. Okay, now lastly, I'm gonna be adding in my dried shiitake mushrooms, and I'm gonna let this cook for 5 minutes. Now what I love about this dish is that because it's so fuss-free, I love cooking this on a lazy day. When I don't feel like dealing with a lot of ingredients, you know, I just throw everything in and it's like a one-pot wonder. Once the mushrooms are cooked, it is time to serve. And I'm gonna serve myself up a generous portion because as usual, I'm always ravenous and hungry, eager to eat. So next, I'm going to be adding some sesame oil. The thing about sesame oil is that it's really fragrant and it can be really overpowering, you know, if you add too much of it and then all you're going to taste is sesame oil. So for me, I just like to do a 1/4 teaspoon. I drizzle the aromatic sesame oil over the porridge. And then I finish off with some fresh cilantro and scallion. Okay, so here's the big reveal. This is my rice porridge with mushrooms, and oh, it smells so divine. It's definitely the sesame oil, and then the freshness of the scallion is just jumping out of the bowl. And so there's nothing to do but eat. Eat this right now. Okay, so I'm gonna take my first bite, and look at how creamy and luscious this looks. And that's the reason why I like using short grain brown rice, because it makes everything sort of starchy, you know. So here we go. Oh my gosh. It's so flavorful. And everything just melts in my mouth. Oh wow, beyond words. This is beyond words. All right, next bite, I'm gonna do shiitake mushroom and some of the rice porridge. Oh my gosh, amazing. The smokiness of the shiitake mushroom just like hits my mouth. It just bursts inside. And with the creaminess of the rice porridge, unprecedented. Unprecedented.